So after the early and sudden and very unfortunate death of the Star Wars franchise in 2015 that came with the release of Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi, F in the chats, we're now getting another piece of devastating Star Wars news, which is that actor Pedro Pascal, the actor who portrays the Mandalorian, has been admitted to hospital this morning due to severe back pain caused by carrying the entire Star Wars universe on his shoulders. I wish him well. I wish he's gonna get better because we need him, because the only good thing that's been going on in the Star Wars universe for a while is The Mandalorian. So while he's recovering, Disney has decided to inflict more damage on what's left of the brand, right? Because we remember when they started to release those annual movies with Solo, and every year we get a Star Wars movies, it went down really well. The huge amount of Star Wars content that they had scheduled was just loved by the fans, and people were so excited. In fact, so excited that Disney decided to cancel most of the things they had announced at the time, especially after the enormous success that was Solo, a Star Wars story. So at that time, Disney said, we're going to put Star Wars on ice for a while. We don't want to oversaturate the market. We don't want people to get tired of Star Wars, right? Because it's a brand that's very dear to all our hearts. So learning from their mistakes, just 2 days ago in an Investors Day presentation, Disney has announced 9 new spin-off shows and movies in the Star Wars universe. Plus a new series in the Alien universe, which I'm actually remotely excited about. Let's look through them and see whether we can get excited about any of this. The first one, and probably one of the most spoken about, is the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. That already had been announced a few years back and then was kind of put on ice, and now it's back. I think it was supposed to be a movie originally, right? And then they decided to turn it into a show. It's set 10 years after the Revenge of the Sith, so it's pretty much exactly between the prequels and the original trilogy. So Anakin is now Vader, Ben Kenobi is on Tatooine, kind of overseeing Luke. We're probably going to get a few hints there. Ewan McGregor, obviously, is playing the title role. Hayden Christensen is coming back as Darth Vader. So when I read this, I was super excited. That's great news. I'm happy they're bringing him back. And I saw loads of people being equally excited on Twitter and online. So, if it would be just this announcement and they're like, yeah, you know what? Great success, Mandalorian. We're doing Obi-Wan now and we're doing it properly. I'd be like, okay, cool, man. I'm excited. When does it come? Mid next year or something. We had a weekly show. Great. I'd be excited. No. We're not stopping there. There are about 8 more things to come. Andor is the title of another show that was announced. It's going to star Diego Luna, and it's basically going to be a story around Cassian Andor and K2SO. I don't know if we need it. It basically is a prequel series to Rogue One, and they're already now filming in London. Yeah, it's like, okay, guys, we got to get this out. People are so excited about Cassian Andor and K2SO. Got to get that show out. No, I'm not saying those are bad characters. I enjoyed Rogue One. Great film, yeah, but come on, man. I don't need a prequel to Rogue One about those characters. Ahsoka is the next one, and Ranger of the New Republic. It seems to be 2 separate shows. They will both form a part of the Mandalorian timeline. The former will be a limited series starring Rosario Dawson, which is the Ahsoka actress, who did great. That episode, oh my god. Still blown away when I think back to that Mandalorian episode. Jesus, that was television magic. And not much is known about the latter. Again, it's called The Rangers of the New Republic, except that it will probably follow an episodic format. Both will be managed by Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. Great. Okay, these guys are the guys you want to direct these shows or write those shows. Great, love it. But again, my excitement is already oversaturated from those 3-4 announcements. Then Bad Batch is the next one. An animated series set to air in 2021. They first appeared in an episode of The Clone Wars called The Bad Batch, Season 701. Okay, and we get a little trailer for that one, actually. And again, I'm not saying it looks bad or I don't want to watch it or whatever. It might be good. All these shows might be good. It's just stop bombarding people. Have you ever eaten something that you love a lot for 2 weeks straight every day, pretty much? You're going to hate it. You're going to need a break. And in fact, it kind of ingrains itself in your head. Whenever you're going to eat that food again, as much as you like it, you're always going to have that bitter side taste of oversaturation there when you ate too much of it once. And they're doing this with Star Wars again. They're not learning from the mistakes. It's just this bombardment of content. I don't know why they're doing it or what their ambition behind it is. The next one is called A Droid Story. Not much was said about this, except that Lucasfilm animation department will partner with their VFX team, Industrial Light and Magic, to create a new show that will somehow incorporate C-3PO and R2-D2. No! We don't need a spin-off show about R2-D2 and C-3PO. Nobody... Oh my god, Disney, they're learning nothing. They're hitting a wall with 500 miles per hour, then they get out, get in the next car, and hit that same wall again. That's how this feels to me. It is blatantly stupid. I mean, come on. A spin-off show based on C-3PO and R2-D2. Oh man. It's ridiculous. Can they not come up with anything? I mean, one thing that we've learned from The Mandalorian is that it has nothing, or nearly, at least the first season, nothing to do with the existing Star Wars characters. Okay, it's like the same universe, but a story that's completely disconnected from anything Skywalker, anything Han Solo. There's no Millennium Falcon, no C-3PO, no R2-D2s. It works because it's a fresh take on this universe. And yet here you are making the same mistake that you made with Solo. Not to say that there's not an origin story to be told about Han Solo, but the way it was done, it was rushed, it felt uninformed, cheesy at times, and just unnecessary. It's just an unnecessary film. And just reading this description, I'm already like, dude, why? Who asked for this? Visions is the next one. Again, very little was said about this except that it will be a collection of 10 short films celebrating the Star Wars universe. Right, we're gonna tell those 800 stories over here, and the ones that ended up on the cutting room floor, we just squeeze them together and make a mini-series out of it with even more little stories. And once you make it to those stories, you already gonna have forgotten all the other stories that you watched 4 months ago, because there's just like this Gatling gun of stories, like can't take more forced character development. Lando is the next show following the popular character first seen in The Empire Strikes Back. You remember? The Empire Strikes Back, you remember that, right? You remember that film. That was a good film, right? Everybody agreed that was a good film, Empire Strikes Back. Now we're making more of it. We take Lando, and it will be an event series, which means it will probably be a limited time series. So maybe some kind of prequel or sequel series to the Solos. I mean, this is probably going to be with Donald Glover. Again, I'm not saying I didn't hate Solo that much. It was not a good Star Wars film, but I had a good watch, I enjoyed the action and, it's not all terrible. But do we need an event series around that movie now? We've seen that it flopped, nobody cared really. Rogue One, for example, came up after a while and it kind of bloomed. Now it has a lot of followings. A lot of people say Rogue One was the best new Star Wars movie they made. That didn't happen with Solo. That film didn't bloom at all over time. It just got worse. So why are you making those decisions, Disney? Why are you announcing now? Produce the show and announce it 3-4 years down the road or whatever. I mean, why do you announce it now that you're going to make an event series about the flop movie Solo? The Acolyte is the next one, a mystery thriller live-action series from Russian doll creator Leslie Headland, who is actually great. He did a season of Fargo as well, so he's going to write this, presumably. And there will be a strong focus on the emergence of dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. That sounds cool. That sounds like stuff I want to see, that I want to learn more about as well. But why not just say, here's the Ben Kenobi show, and here's The Acolyte, this mystery thriller thing directed by Leslie Headland, and go into detail a bit more. And those are the two big shows that we're focusing on. Of course, there will be a season 3 for Mandalorian. Great. I think fans would have been much happier with an announcement like that. You can have all the other stuff in your drawer, right, and bring it out a year later. But I don't understand the decision to hammer it all out now in one go. I mean, if I would switch the screen now, can you still remember what shows we had? Can you remember all the shows I just said? How many can you recall? There were 8 so far. How many names of shows can you recall? I might be able to do 2 or 3, 4 maybe. So you can see already stuff is like slipping through the grid, and becoming irrelevant before it even exists, before it even had a chance to be good. It's a ridiculous decision. Then there's also the next Star Wars movie that has been scheduled and long awaited. It's scheduled for 2023 at this point, and it's directed by Patty Jenkins, who did, I think, the Wonder Woman movie, right? Is that correct? Yes. It is correct. And that was a great film as well. So she's going to make a new movie called Rogue Squadron. She talks in the short film a little bit about, her inspiration of her father being a distinguished F4 pilot. And she always kind of saw, there's a Top Gun story. It's going to be kind of a Top Gun movie, presumably, set in the Star Wars universe somehow. That's me just speculating, obviously. But again, it sounds exciting. It sounds not bad. It sounds like something I would want to watch. And I guess, you can slip that one in. You say, here's Kenobi. Then there's the other show, The Acolyte, which I already forgot. And then there's Rogue Squadron, the movie from Patty Jenkins. Okay, I can oversee this. I can understand it. I can do a podcast about those 3 things, break them down. You give me a bit more information. we can bit by bit get used to the idea and kind of set the stage in our heads for this to happen. But currently we're setting 9 stages at the same time. It's a bit busy in my head when it comes to Star Wars. And then there was one more thing that they announced, briefly mentioned it in the beginning. There will be a new TV series on Fox and Hulu based in the Alien universe taking place on Earth. That's pretty much all we know. It's not going to be set in the too far future. And there's one that I'm really excited about. You can see it here. Bringing it out. I've got, alien figures all around me. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Alien franchise. And again, I'm excited about this because, we haven't gotten anything from the Alien universe in a quite long time. At least nothing really substantial. So an announcement like that, great. How are you going to take that to Earth into a serious format? I'm excited about this. I can digest it in my head. All the Star Wars stuff is it's like someone vomiting Star Wars brands over you. Do you know what I mean? It feels not nice. It already feels messy, and it's the same mistake they made before, and it upsets me, and I want to see the Star Wars brand flourish and have great new content. But not like that. We have to ask ourselves, why was The Mandalorian so successful? In my opinion, a big part of The Mandalorian's success, for example, was that we didn't get much Star Wars before that. At least not in that style and with that direction. So people were hungry for that stuff. And now you're taking that excitement that you created with The Mandalorian and you're just bombarding it with more content. And again, it might be that all these shows turn out to be fantastic and that this is maybe the big push that the Star Wars universe needed. I might be wrong, but for me looking at this, it just feels like they're doing the same thing again. It's not very considered. It's an oversaturation, and I think people are going to be fed up with it again after a fairly short time, and then, Star Wars is going to go back into lockdown, so to say. One more thing that I actually forgot to mention, which again highlights the irrelevance of a lot of this stuff, is that there also will be a new, yet unnamed Star Wars movie directed by Taika Waititi. I love this guy. I mean, he did Jojo Rabbit. If you haven't watched Jojo Rabbit, fantastic movie. You should watch it. He also directed some of The Mandalorian, or just one of the Mandalorian episodes. I'm not sure, but he did some of those as well. So it's a great pick. They did share like a image of a logo which looks kind of cartoonish, a bit Suicide Squadish in my opinion. But anyway, Kathleen Kennedy called this approach fresh, unexpected, and unique. So we're also getting a fresh and unexpected and unique Star Wars show, which is exactly what everyone was craving. That's exactly what I need. After I watched the other 9 shows, I then want to watch something that's just a bit more fresh and unique and unexpected. Anyway, guys, you can probably hear my frustration on this. I hope it turns out well. Honestly, I wish that Star Wars can become the brand that it used to be a long time ago. I really do, but it doesn't look like this is the way to get there. But anyway, guys, what are your thoughts? Leave that down in the comment section below. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. Do you think all these concepts sound great? Is it maybe exactly what you were hoping for? Do you completely disagree with me? Share your thoughts. I read all the comments and I'd really appreciate to read yours. So thanks for watching. Take care. Smash the like. Smash the subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Bye.